Okay, earlier I've talked about this 89 shadow conversion to electric, and the range has been pretty disappointing, 30 to 35 miles. That was done in the winter at 30 to 40 degrees, which the numbers I got were maybe 8 or 9% loss for the low temperature on the batteries. The warmer it is, the more power the batteries can release. Well, I took this thing out in about an 85-degree day, and if you take a look here, you'll see he made it 57 miles. So it's gone a lot farther than I thought it was going to go. There were some changes in the car. Probably the most important one was the power steering. I set it up on electric, so it's electrically powered rather than belt powered. That may have made some difference. However, I was pretty shocked at this change in the range, and I do think it has a lot to do with temperature. So I guess I have a summertime car. Go over a couple other things we put on this thing. Here is your fancy dancy Harbor Freight Special. That's a photo tack, and I took the tack sensor and the light out of it and set it up remotely. You can see on the top there I've got wires coming out of the top. Those go down to the pulley on the motor shaft, and it gives me a running count on RPM of the motor. This thing tends to, I may change this later, I don't know, but right now it seems to be running about 3,000 to 4,000 RPM seems to be about the best speed for it. 4,000 is the top. You're not supposed to be higher than that. Moving over here a little bit, we've got that thing. Just put that in there. That was an old indoor-outdoor thermometer that I had that broke. The outdoor part of it broke. So I pulled the probe off of the indoor one, and that gives me the temperature of the pulse width modulation control, because it can't get over about 140 degrees or it starts slowing down. It'll limit the amperage to the vehicle. A couple other things here. This is I used an analog meter for amperage. That analog works a lot better than digital, because digital is just a bunch of numbers flying everywhere. And I've tried both digital and analog, and that seems to work pretty good. And I made my own shunt for this meter. Over here, it's not indicating now because I got to shut off. That is the motor brush position. I told you earlier I did set this up so that the brushes could be moved 10 to 15 degrees, and I put a little resistor in there and a drill motor to move it back and forth, and that will tell me where its position is. But that's pretty much it. It's fairly simple on the gauges. Obviously the tachometer there is not operable, and neither is the temperature gauge. But kind of good news on that range thing. That's way better than I thought it was going to be. Be talking more about range and the things I've done to try to change it as we go on.